Do you have any explanation? No. So it's magic. It's more than what we perceive. That's why it can never be 100%.
You have really been one of the influential directors in the Kenyan music industry. You've worked with notable names, Gitu, Sauti Sol. You guys delivered a video that hit 1 million views in 48 hours. You are the cinematographer of the film An Instant Dad.
I was an account student. I was pursuing my CPAs. I've lost cameras a couple of times. It was not a pretty event. Also theft of hard disks, which have clients work. Because I've had instances where a camera was brought and I was seeing it for the first time on that set. There are 1,000 or 2,000 of them who have done and it hasn't done anything.
Welcome to Beyond the Timeline podcast. Season 2 starts now. There comes a time in every creative's journey where a camera stops being a tool and becomes a voice. For most creatives, that doesn't happen, but to those who experience that, it defines their identity, it defines their style, and it gives a generation an identity that they can see themselves from. Today, our guest is one of those people, and we would just like to understand how this transition happens and how the guest manages to balance art and survival in an industry that is still struggling. Karibu sana, Moses.
Yes, I'd sign up.
And before we go deep into this, you have really been one of the influential directors in the Kenyan music industry. And you've worked with notable names such as Gitu and Sauti Sol. And just to note that on your website, I saw a review by BNMA Baraza from Sauti Sol. And he really says that working with you guys is a completely different experience. Guys, you should just go read the complete review, but I'll just paraphrase it. He says working with Brainworks Media is a completely different experience. They understand visuals, they understand the music, and you guys delivered a video that hit 1 million views in 48 hours. That is incredible, man.
Yeah, during back then,
Yeah.
YouTube was so new.
Yeah.
So 1 million views
It was a big thing.
It was a big thing.
And now you didn't even stop there, because after putting your name there, you have transitioned into film, and you are the cinematographer of the film An Instant Dad.
Yes.
That is just mind-boggling kidogo. So,
Yeah.
what did that transition demand from you that music didn't?
First of all, I want to introduce myself. My name is Moses Osidiana,
Yeah.
and I'm really, really glad to be here with you today.
Pleasure.
Yes. I can remember very well how my journey started. I was a student, an account student. I was pursuing my CPAs.
Okay.
And at that time, where I used to, I can call it a hangout, because one of my cousins had an accessible studio.
Yeah.
And already made label, which is known as Ogopa. DJs, Ogopa Video.
DJ. Yeah.
So every time I will go and just hang around when they're doing their shoots. And that's how my inclination towards the camera and the way it evolved.
You're just interacting with these people.
Yeah, just interaction, normal interaction. It could be once a week, twice a week. And then the interest kept on building.
Yeah.
And then one of those days where my mentor just asked me if I could actually do it. And I said, why not? And then years later, I find myself here trying to talk about something. So it's not a calculated journey. Obviously, I know also in other parts, not so many journeys are calculated. I will describe the transition into a domino effect. So what I mean is, once you start hanging out with people who are doing film series, you'll be very inclined to do that.
Yeah.
So I started in the music journey, the music business journey as a music video director.
Yes.
Obviously, I crafted my art through the ins and outs of Ogopa. They really did some good work. I call it an amazing work on me.
It's
And
iconic.
my mentor really gave me the platform and the know-how on how to do this, and I tend to carry forward into Brainworks.
Okay.
So immediately I left Ogopa. We went with a brand called Brainworks Studios, Brainworks Films. And at that time, it was just a casual, get this video, do it at your best, brand it, get the next client.
Yeah.
It was just about getting the next job onto the next one, onto the next one. I remember during that time, I had a cousin who was working in K24, also goes by the name Osidiana. So there was familiarity. There was someone who was watching a music video and was like, yeah, is you Osidiana, is this your somebody you know? And then this is my cousin. So she happened to be a producer of a certain series.
Yeah.
And she called me and she was like, would you be interested to do this? And I was so honest. I was like, I've never done a series before.
Yeah.
I've only ventured into music videos. And depending on different industries or different needs of visuals,
Yeah.
you tend to start understanding what film or this other sector demands that music video doesn't.
Yeah.
And that's how I found myself into the series, shooting my first series, which was a better life.
A Better Life, yes.
Yeah, with Jennifer Gatero.
Yeah.
And then it proceeded into becoming a couple of them. And then now, again, I got a crew who introduced me into advertising and marketing and casting.
Okay.
And experiences kept on going as I go. Now you get a documentary. But all the fundamentals are still, can you be able to tell a story with your camera?
Yeah.
Whatever story is on the table, can you be able to tell that story?
Yeah.
So that has been my learning journey. Like, I find myself in this department, learn a bit, take yourself into something else, let's say the documentary field, wildlife, challenge yourself with a project, learn a bit, get something else, events, photography, videography, do something about it. So that's how it has been for me.
Yeah. So it's more about challenging your concept of what you can do with the camera.
Exactly.
Interesting. And if we go back to just an instant dad, this transition, just like you explained, the difference in even the visual or the demands from you as a cinematographer is different from when you're doing a music video.
Yes.
So did you ever feel out of place while you guys were doing this thing?
Yes, obviously there are moments where, first of all, I'll go back in the music business. And the way we started, or rather I started, was from a different place, from a place of, I just have a camera and the world needs to know what story I can tell through my eyes. So it was just what you think it's right to see. And I tell people this story and then they feel like you are learning from
the best.
As in from behind.
You were re-engineering it back to
because in the music, now that I look at it from this far that we have gotten to, I used to tell stories that I would think people will relate in the way I consume. Do you understand? Like, I wouldn't know this is a wide, this is a master, it has to have this and that and that. No.
It's just this works because this is how I see it.
Yes, because the way I consume things is maybe this is how people will consume them. So I didn't know close-up would be more affectionate. I really didn't have that type of... So I just knew this is right to be seen at this part. So when I started going into different fields, let's say like by the time I was shooting an instant dad, is when I knew the reason I used to do that was because I was trying to get emotions out of him. So it was a re-engineered way of me learning.
Yeah.
It's like you learn by mistake, and then you come and learn now with professionals. And that's why I say, in becoming a cinematographer, you're coached by the love of the game, and you're sharpened by the experience on the set that you're onto. And you need to be very detailed to understand, why is he saying this? Why is he saying that? You can know who's very experienced in film while you're on set. So as for me as a cinematographer, I really rely on my grips people, gaffer, my lighting, who are very experienced, because they can tell you the mistakes you're about to do by thinking you can tell this story in a certain way. So they tell you how to help you and also what not to do. So you tend to shape that. Now with your urge of filmmaking,
you just move.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So that's how I learned about filmmaking. Now, coming into doing feature films and series that been aired on Netflix and Showmax, it was a different ballgame, because now I understood why writing has to be very entailed and detailed. What world also you need, what world do you want to tell your story on, and what do you see? And then how everybody has a role to play. Like you will have 30, 15, 20 crew people. And in the music business, we never used to have that. I'm just talking from a place of where we started from. Maybe it's a bit different right now. I presume it's actually very different. But from where we came from, we used to tend to solve so many challenges on set that you have to become that 5 people at one. But when you come into the film business, let's say like shooting a film, feature film, you find that there's so many people to help you out with one particular detail. Let's say if it's the dressing, there's usually a stylist, and the stylist will come and ask you, what do you want to see? And it felt very unnatural when I came into this world, because
you feel
the other world, to some certain extent. Like the first time my culture shock was, I couldn't believe I have just shot something and somebody else is going to
edit it.
Yes. Like, I couldn't fathom that idea of I'm just going home to sit. My God, I am so idle. Because now the editor is like, okay, I can see the shot where you wanted to put a transition, and everything is within the script.
Yes.
So if you plan well, we don't shoot everything on the script, like 70%, but it makes your work easier. You find yourself as a DOP or a cinematographer, you have time to breathe, time to even concentrate on what you're actually shooting. So
because it's well planned, like you're not just thinking on the run.
And the beauty of having small scenes patched together and making a whole film, and every scene has to have the same energy carrying it all the way to there. Also, that was some culture shock for me.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Now, looking at the difference in these two industries, that I may say, the music industry and the film industry, what really sparked your, like, at what point do you decide that, man, I'm done being a music video director, let me try this film, nijue ni nini? Is it somebody who told you, or what sparked this?
One, just to say, I am not done with the music business.
Thank you for clarifying.
Yes, I am not really done. And the reason I'll say this is because music is something, I found myself becoming a music video director because I also love music. I also
produce?
Not produce, just a love of music. A Kenyan who loves the Kenyan industry. Let me make it that way. I'm not an audio producer. I'm a visual producer. I'm a visual arts cinematographer. But I think I leaned on the music first because I was just a love of music. For instance, if I had known how to come up with a movie, immediately I was introduced to a camera. Maybe if I didn't love music, I would have been doing a lot of films, right? So from a place of just pure love, even the industry of today, whoever comes out, and I feel like I'm very well connected, like I love Yanni's music so much. I love this new generational music. And any possibility you would have to help out or to even raise the bar is something I would be willing to. So that means I still do a lot of music videos.
Yes.
Now, again, it's a personal thing just to, I always take up challenge. I've been taking up challenge ever since. You see, when they ask you what do you really want to be, and we throw around a lot of careers, even not knowing what the hell are we talking about, right?
Yeah.
But it's human nature to take up challenges, because who knows what's gonna happen? Who knows what's gonna happen the next 2 weeks after you decided you're becoming a pilot?
Yeah.
Maybe the pilot industry is shut down completely, or it becomes the hottest job.
Yeah.
Or is it because of money? Or is it... So for me, taking up challenges is something I love doing.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that I think gave me that challenge, or I really want to know how a film is done.
Yeah.
Because I know there's editing involved, I know there's sound involved, but what degree?
Yeah.
What are the technicalities?
Yeah.
Apart from everything else, being Brainworks, you always have that question of how do you make money out of this?
Yes.
Because again, having the passion, having the love is one thing, but figuring out the business side of it, it's just a whole different
Surviving
story.
in that industry.
Exactly.
Yes,
So
yes.
how is it of potential? How is it, like, what is it? Just knowing how the film business exists in Kenya, it was very important for me. So obviously, being a cinematographer, I would have started with the camera first.
Yeah.
Knowing even how to shoot a whole movie.
Yeah.
How it's edited, compiled, how the sound is done, who do I need to talk to when the sound needs to be done, right?
Yeah.
Then we are here, the movie is edited, and yay, we have a 90-minute movie. Who do we sell it to?
Yeah.
Or this question of selling, should we ask ourselves before or right now? You understand? So
Yes.
every time I solved a step, like now I know how to shoot a whole series. How do you sell it?
Yeah.
And it's by the grace of people who are around me who are dealing with one thing or another. So I kept on knowing on how those things are being done, and it was quite fulfilling during that journey.
Nice. I just wanted to get your perspective on this. Do you think most creatives get stuck by not challenging themselves or trying to redefine themselves, as you're saying? Like, if I'm a photographer, then I'll just stick to this, and I don't want to try and understand probably what does a corporate photographer do or a wedding photographer does. I'm just doing portraits. Do you think these people get into that situation?
I will not talk about them. I'll talk about me, how I faced those kind of scenarios.
Okay.
I feel once you've invented the wheel, it's really hard to invent a wheel twice, right? It becomes very hard. What are you going to do? Have a triangle wheel? It's very hard. And it's same works with our brain. Once you've reached a place where they say comfort, but I don't look at it as comfort. It's what you're used to.
Yeah.
Because we as creative, we tend to program ourselves in a way that we will get maximum effect, right? And maybe at that point is where the commercial bit has come about, where your new style, because once you come in the industry, for instance, in the music business, your style will be very appreciated because it's new, and you'll tend to cross the bridge to becoming the new guy, right? Once you're the new guy, they say you get comfortable, but you're so accustomed to using the same solution to a problem. So once you stuck there, that's where the problem, that's where it blinds you to not think somebody else is going to come and change the wheel. So as a creative, I have known how to add on what you have. Most of the time we add and we remove what we had learned in the past, because our careers are subjected to technology, to also changing of periods and dynamic of times.
Yeah.
So many things are coming. Like I can tell you, there's a time when shooting with a Mark II Canon.
It was the thing, man.
Don't even lie. If I say this now, guys will start asking about my age. You know, I'm still a young boy.
You're still young at heart, eh?
Yeah, I'm still very young. But
Yeah.
yes, I remember there's a time,
I know, yeah.
and I was still in the same industry as a very young guy.
Yeah.
And at that time, Mark II Canon was the ish with the 24 to 70 mm red line lenses. Those were gadgets you'd fear. A red camera or gadgets you would fear. And I'm not saying those gadgets, you shouldn't fear them.
Yeah.
But technology has really moved, has really changed so many things in terms of our lighting.
Yeah.
We didn't used to have LED lights.
Yeah.
We didn't used to have crazy autofocusing capabilities in cameras, right?
True.
So there's so much about technology that has helped the now guy, with the industry, and has really grown with the industry. So can you imagine you sticking behind with the same tools? It will be difficult for you. So almost the same thing. Whenever this is working for you, try and do something else.
Yeah.
Something else that can show you, okay, also this part of the world works this way. This part of the world works that way.
Yeah.
And then you'll tend to realize you might end up getting gigs from different fragmentation of the same industry, you know? Because if you just stick to camera and you don't want to know how to write and actually produce your own show, it'll be very hard for you to sell a client who wants you to produce the whole thing.
Yes.
Or rather just say, I'm a camera guy, I need to look for a producer. You can be the producer, you can be the rest. I'm not saying you shouldn't hire guys, but having the understanding this can be done from here to here, you get to evolve. And man, look at life itself. You meet different people, they add on to you and be like, wow, I never knew this. So for creatives also, I think that is recommendable in every aspect of what we are doing.
Yeah.
Because if you just shoot music videos, there will be an urge of one day you say you want to do your own film.
True.
There are people who do their own film without the knowledge of even how the film is done, and it blows. There are people, there are 1,000 or 2,000 of them who have done and it hasn't done anything. And it will always go back to the fundamentals of how do you create a film? What is sound to you? And you don't need to know everything. You just need to understand how it works for you. Yeah.
So, just in that line, personally, I started as a photographer, really. But the reason why I was telling you off screen that you are the guys who really challenged us, or let me say me, visually, was because I used to shoot commercials, and I'd watch a music video come out, and then I'd just compare the clarity of the music video and my content, and it was bad, like it was terrible. But interesting enough, I still had friends who'd tell me, by the way, I saw that video and I automatically knew that's your style. Like I saw this thing and I automatically knew this is you. And I have built that into now I'm doing film editing and color grading. And even those who get to see the works I do, somebody will call you and say, I saw the color and I just knew this is you, you know. So sometimes I get it because there's just how my mind thinks when I'm sitting on a color grade or on an edit. But I would like to understand, what does Moses Osidiana shot look like? What is the distinct, like if I see this video, I'd just say, huyu ni Mose. What is your distinctive style in this sense?
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Okay. If they asked me, for those who have watched a lot of Brainworks or Moses Osidiana videos, maybe they will respond differently, but I would like to be corrected in the comment section. So if you asked me one of my signature things, or rather one of the things that makes me so happy doing, even in music videos, is storyline. Just having crazy storylines that they start from somewhere and lead, and we are transversing. Because for me, and this is just me being me, usually there are clients who like their things to be done in a certain way, and then you have to accord them the benefit of being the executive producer, right?
Yes,
the money guy.
Yes.
But given a chance, I love telling my story from here. Going, it's like we left this door, went to Kamat, we're going to Tao. What happened in Tao? Some drama. What drama? Oh my God, it went like those are my thing, and creating dramatic pictures and
So
dances.
it is a complete experience.
It's a complete experience. Maybe I will do I will be good in doing musicals. Who knows? That kind of production. Like it's moving from here, because how I feel music is it's a 2-3 minute thing. And sometimes it makes you feel in a certain way. So I will follow that feeling. I don't know what I'm saying right now, but I follow that feeling to come up to where it's leading to. So if it's a dance, it should be a dance that is moving. You'll find I've chosen so many dancers, and I'm just doing match cutting from different angles. So you're watching the same dance in different angles. Okay, there's something I picked, maybe guys would say it's a bit of slow-mo here and there, just good slow-mos here and there, and that's in the music. But now with film, I prefer almost one shots.
More like a one take.
Almost one shots, but not really one shots. And I tend to move my camera where the subject is also moving.
Okay.
Because I really envision the audience being in the story when the main character is moving with the story. So I tend to tell those stories like that.
Is the one shot similar to a one take?
Yeah, almost. Yeah, one shot similar to a one take.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, for instance, we are moving from here, we're going and we're talking. So I'll tend to keep the camera close to you instead of having a wide on the sticks, so that to keep the audience on the story most of the time. And then rely on this to see where I'm going to place the camera. Basically, it's just what would I want to see without looking at so many rules.
It's just what
when you go to
this
webinar, it will tell you something. When you go to this webinar, a rule here is not a rule here.
True.
And by the end of the day, we're still selling to an audience. Although there's a whole world why things are being done the same way. There's an audience who sometimes, if you've really done your good job, they won't even realize they're watching a movie. They're already in your world. So in the film, that's what I tend to do. And I always try and read the script, which I know a lot of camera cinematographers don't do.
Wanangoja director amwambie tunaenda kwa hii shot.
Because you get different directors on set. The director, once he's locked with something, you just have to give him what he wants. But if you're working with people who are open-minded, or the script needs an open-mindedness, you tend to focus on what the story wants. And there are always different stories will lead to different shots. So in the music business, maybe you have a signature. In this other world, the signature is the script, I guess.
No, but still, we are still viewing that film from the perspective of Osidiana either way. Like just you're saying,
true,
the one shot, you're still seeing it from your perspective. Do you think, or rather, what is this one thing that this new generation of creatives, or even the creatives, misunderstand about the film and music industry? What's this big misconception?
The funny thing, those two industries, they need each other. You can tell a story with no picture, and you can tell a story with no sound. You can tell a story with picture only with no sound. Like you can look flipping pictures, you can watch flipping pictures or moments or videos, and you will be triggered emotionally, right? you will listen to an audio and you will develop emotions. So the music and the film, both, they need each other. I feel they're very vital, and they're not controlled by this is very superstitious to say. We cannot engineer music. You see, you cannot engineer music to its best. We try to learn from the previous hit.
So history plays a role in what we are going to create.
It does, but it's not 100%. And get me correct here. It's never 100%. Music is magic. Film is magic.
Yes.
We might use the previous, because they shot with a Sony now, let's use Sony.
I get your point. Yeah.
Do you understand? And still don't end up with the same results.
True.
We have seen good scripters, creators, but we take them to the audience don't feel them.
Yeah, very true.
And then there's just something at the corner there produced by actually
nobody.
The whole crew is like their first gig of doing whatever they were doing. And it ends up shocking us completely.
Yeah.
So these are things we can't control. I've seen the same in the music industry, because I've had artists investing a lot of investments in one particular project. And to your shock is it never does well. Sometimes just it manages to have let's say 2,000 views on. And then there's a guy you're going to shoot and be like, there's this one gig I'm just doing, and then I'll catch you up in the afternoon. Like as if you're passing by. I am shooting, passing by, and that becomes a hit. Do you have any explanation? No. Is it because of your camera? No. So it's magic. It's more than what we perceive. That's why it can never be 100% you go to the studio. Hata upate manager mgani. So experiences, the guys who have carried experience will be able to tell you your chances of winning are more inclined when you do this way. Because they have seen the audience receiving certain things. And there's a science to it. You understand? Also the film. That's why I told you when I started, I told you I like learning from very experienced gaffers. Because we have very experienced gaffers, and that's one thing that the guys, and this I'm talking to the college guys who go to school and say they want to be a cameraman. I don't refuse. You can be the best camera guy, but you see, if you don't work around with your grips guy and tell you what kind of angle is possible here, what kind of equipment you need to know how to use, or we need this one, I can get somebody who can get you at a cheaper price for that shot to be possible, or lenses, or this and that, it becomes very impossible. So the experience is very, very key for the two industries. Experience. The new generation, the problem is not so much experience is passed down. It might be the problem with the people who are experienced or the ones who are meant to receive the experience. Some of us are in this industry expecting it to blow up in one day. And the new ones are saying the old ones should pack and go.
We have the new idea.
And then there's even the old ones are like, nobody did that for us. You have to earn your right. So it's just how people keep on blaming each other. But I feel both sides need each other for them to
grow.
Yeah, because you'll not learn by yourself.
True.
You'll have to learn a mistake. Somebody calls it a mistake and then shows you the right thing to do. I cannot do that if we're still doing the same production, me and you, for years. You have to grow. Growing means work with other people and see how they work. See how what does professionalism mean? You get. You might think you're the best color grader, and it's eventually not about the best. The cake is also so big that we can all share.
Very true. Very true.
So I feel the biggest misconception within the two industries, especially right now, is there are cartels.
Gatekeepers.
And yes, there may be gatekeepers. And me, I don't work like that. And sorry to say. Yes, I know there are people who exist to just say this is it. But have you created a reason why they should go? No. And this is not an individual thing. Right? This is not an individual thing. Because you're expecting some DOP somewhere who has done his legit time in the industry, has moved around with the same crew, and he produces excellently. Now you want to convince that producer to sack
Just
that
walk
DOP
out,
because
yeah.
you're a new blood.
We understand it better.
That's funny. That's funny. I stop eating, you eat.
We understand it better.
As in, I mean, like, because it's so crazy. When
It's
you sit down
insane.
and
Yeah,
think
it's
about it
insane.
from your own POV, because we always look at him. It's him who's doing it.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you realize there's so much you haven't done. There's so much networking you're not doing. There's so much instant gratification you want, and it can't come right now.
True,
Do you know how many episodes it takes for you to say now you're consistently having followers?
I know.
People expect every day to get gigs, but if you ask them, show me what you've done out of your own pocket, they don't even have the feeling of becoming an executive producer.
Very true.
So when will somebody take you serious? You understand? And I see a lot of even big names trying to collaborate with so many talent here, out here.
Yeah.
So that's a culture that should come, even in the music industry. You might come up with a style, but maybe this style of yours needs a lot of nurturing for it to become a whole tree.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But there's so much you don't want to do. There's so much. I think, in my perspective, that's why we don't have the bridge. Because I like the new kids. The new kids are very expressive. They see a lot of things in a different eye.
Yeah.
They're very volatile in all aspects, decision making,
even in the art.
Even in the art, they're very volatile.
Yeah.
The same way, the same temperament you're going to approach with this, maybe it's the same temperament and attitude you have towards your life.
Yeah.
And it shows. With art, it shows. I keep on saying art has the thing where we can see your personality through making something. Like if a tailor makes a dress and we can see a personality into it. You see it with designers, you see it with now filmmakers, we see it in the writers.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Interesting. Where hiyo kwanza na digest as I digest that. Have you seen or witnessed a talent fail?
Wow.
And what was the reason for this?
Now, when you say talent, from what perspective?
Just the creative industry, really. Might be a director, particularly from just the line, cinematography line.
Because I have been around for a while in the same industry, I will not use the word fail. Maybe not seeing his full potential.
Yeah, particularly. Yeah, that would be better.
Full potential. But I also know time is dynamic. Why? We have platforms that they consume the old content as if it's new content in a way. So sometimes I say maybe it's not its time. I don't know, pia art ni weird. From the music perspective, for artists, sometimes it could be maybe you had the right mixture, the right concoction at the wrong time. Inaweza kuwa vitu kaa hizo. Cause naweza pick hapa vitu mob sana zinaweza cause failure. Na ni vitu tunajua tu kwa life. Kama nitalio achana na madem, sijui nini, sijui nini na nini na. I will put here a very long list.
Yeah.
But these are human problems every day we tend to face and challenge. And usually it's just making that decision. Sometimes we have seen people who have done music for a very long time and their music has never seen the light of day. And it will be a very kitu kidogo tu ya marketing na change kila kitu. But hiyo ni kitu hata isolve, right? So maybe it's producing the art and then not at the right time won't understand. And then easy vitu ni God given. Me I say it's God given. You might have the right script, have the right idea, uandike, shoot, go sell it, and you sell in your first trial.
Yeah.
and somebody who has done it for a very long time, the guru, and spent so much time in the industry, ashindwe.
Yeah.
But no, I don't look at them as failure because ni vitu already zimefanywa.
Yeah.
Kuna blueprint ya kitu yenye ilifanyika. So it might never be for everybody else, but it will be used as a tool for something else.
Yeah.
Because we have seen music that has been produced 10 years after and they're still trending, right?
True.
Kuna music zimefanya in the most uncouth way and they're the hit song. I'm just answering a question where, as a producer, how do you tell a producer this song is bad and this song is good? While we know this is a hit song and this is not a hit song, being produced by the same producer in the music industry. So that's usually that's the balance is maybe it was not the right time.
It was not the right time.
The way I look at it, maybe it's not the right time. And then there's also you being ready.
Yeah.
That's why kujijua as an artist, it's very important. Personally, what is my aim? What is my goal?
Yeah.
What do I really want to achieve? And always those questions should align with every project you want to do.
Yeah.
Because if you get a stubborn client and you know what this project will do for you,
Tangangana hapo.
hii job isimame vile inafaa, si ndio?
Yeah.
Now pia ukipata client you guys are not aligning, you'll measure your cost of abandoning project.
Yes.
You'll measure your cost and count your losses and then abandon project if the project is not aligned with where you're going. Or, we face a lot of this and a lot of that. Because what is failure?
Yeah.
Is failure being the best work, or failure is it failure in business? Because, there is that part and there's also the biashara part of it. So what's failure? What's not full potential? Full potential not being everywhere.
Yeah.
Like ukiingia kwa hii kona unasikia jina unasema kwani yako huku?
Yeah.
Kwani yako huko? Is it that is the failure, not your name being up? Or you see, so what kujijua wewe mwenyewe?
Yeah.
Like I'm starting a brand. With the music, there's a lot of entertainment and marketing, free.
Yeah.
Because once your music video is being played with DJs and everybody else, they'll be like, I want to work with that guy. But only the musicians and the audience will know that, not the corporate. Now the corporate will be like, okay, Sanimona Ujama, but how is he helping me in this other agency business?
Yeah.
So it's you knowing the producers. Are you selling to the producers? If that's where you want to go, you look for the producers who are doing advertisement to see your work.
Yes.
Maybe 90% they don't watch music videos, right? So what's going to happen? Uwatafute.
Yeah.
So unaona huku utakuwa mkubwa, people are like, you're not coming to your full potential. Maybe you're like, music video is crap, I want to do this. Or there's no money in this, I want to do.
Yeah.
So knowing where you want to go.
Yeah.
And I think that applies in different, it's a life skill, si ndio?
Yes.
Ukishajua ndo unatumia ile kitu uko nayo kufika huko. Yeah.
Where? Now, as a creative, you've evolved to that point. You know what you want, and then you come to a point you've built Brainworks Media.
Yes.
Why Brainworks Media? What did you want to solve in the industry that Moses Osidiana peke yake hange solve?
The business aspect.
Okay.
Yes. Moses Osidiana can be Moses Osidiana all day long. Maybe because I'm not an influencer, so there's aspect of Moses Osidiana the world doesn't know.
Yeah.
But I'm sure my family, my kids, people who have dated, who I'm dating currently, maybe knows that part of Moses Osidiana. But you see, Brainworks is a brand which has taken responsibility of coming up with solutions when it comes to visuals, right? So it means Brainworks can do you something, can bear the responsibility of solving a problem corporate-wise. Also, it brands as if it's just not him. It's a collective responsibility of the so many years of experience and the networking that our founder, Moses Osidiana, has brought to the table. because I might not be the lighting guy, but I have a lighting guy who I can hook you up, who has broad of equipments that you need. That is not a Moses Osidiana thing. That is a Brainworks thing. I can be able to solve your live stream challenges or live stream capabilities. If you have an event, I'll be able to do that, and I'll come with a squad. I'll do ABCD. So at that time, you're engaging with Brainworks and not Moses Osidiana. Basically, the solution I was trying to create, it's not a problem in the market. It was basically a way people can reach out to Moses Osidiana is through Brainworks. After realizing I can't really work by myself, it's not a Moses Osidiana issue before, because in the music video, that's basically what we used to enjoy, and it made us look like we're also just stars. That's why unasema ulikuwa unaona music video unaona just the name
is just like, yo.
And even that time we still had people who are battling demons behind us, you know. So ukikuja huku juu, hata si huku juu, ukikuja tu hiyo room ingine, let me put it like that, una realize hizo vitu zinasaidia sana kwa production, and you can't sell by you can sell with a production house. So Brainworks is a production house, where you can contract them doing any sort of production and they'll come through for you. But it's just not a Moses Osidiana show. Because what happens when I have a writer and I'm just the one DOP shooting? It's a collective thing. That's why the scrolls huko nyuma made a lot of sense, because everybody has been given their work.
Something to do,
So before, I knew I really didn't want to be the only one, because if I was the only one, I would say I'm the only one. I knew Brainworks would be a better place to do business with a lot of people.
What I wouldn't say what is one. What are some of the challenges you went through while developing Brainworks, bringing Brainworks?
Theft. Theft of equipment. I think so many of us in the industry have suffered from that. I know there's robbery everywhere, but I've lost cameras a couple of times, and it was not a pretty event. Also theft of hard disks, which have clients' work. Now you have to reshoot, and production costs money.
So you're the one who is catering on that.
And it's a good thing we are talking about it when I'm still laughing right now, because it wasn't pretty. I really didn't feel nice, even for my clients, because they had trusted me and whatnot. So that. At one point, I would say networking, but it became easier when I realized you just need to dig deeper. Stop being the main character of your life every time. Sometimes even the other guys are just within the path you are. So share ideas. Who knows? You might be seated with someone who will just tell you, call this guy.
Very true.
And sometimes it's not about, they say humbling, but it's not humbling, because Gen Zs don't like that name. Kuna humble aje na unaweza toa ganji. It's basically accepting there's some experience I need to get from this person. And you decide you're mentored. And imagine when you're mentored, as I started, most of us, we find ourselves in this industry by either passion, love, or something we have wanted to do for a very long time. And then we have these individuals who are from engineering, who are from doing what, who are from doing that. And all of us are here. So most of us are taught by the ground, by the hustle. And if you're that kind of a person, because I am that kind of a person, I will talk from my perspective. So if you're that kind of a person, you allow the hustle to feed you.
Yes, true.
To feed you. And once you have learned from different individuals, you realize whatever you're talking about doesn't, it makes a lot of sense, and hence the reason why the ground needs to be this way. So ile ku accept ku learn, you'll go to different sets, you'll watch what they're doing, you'll come and apply it on your own. Also have something you're shooting. Always shoot something. Always shoot something. Always shoot something. And that might not necessarily from where I come from. We used to only rely on clients to call you from different type of job and then you engage.
Kuna shoot sasa.
Sasa ndo kona shoot, ndo unaenda kujitrain.
Like so you're rehearsing with the client's job.
Most of us Kenyans, we do that. That's why to some extent we challenge this world, because you might give someone a work that he has never done. He's going to live through tutorials and show up and do the job. And be like, yo bro, pay me the balance.
Hiyo ndo kujiamini
No. Hawa ni wengi sana kwa industry yetu.
Learn by doing.
Alafu unaenda kuedit boy wako mwenye anafanya ngine, ai si huyu unaeka hivi. Like that's why this thing is here. And then you ask, does this thing do? What does this thing do? Now it adds on. Cause si by mistake umejipata mahali huko. Haujaibia msee, si ndio? Even for you to reach a level where somebody can trust what you're saying to pay you means you have to add on yourself. So we're in a place where adding on yourself means going to school only. No. We're at a place where adding on yourself has someone who has been on the ground. You can discuss payment, akuja akae chini akufundishe. But the most thing inakwanga, ile time uko na shughuli, niite. Na hiyo time anakuja na kubebesha vitu. Usicheke hata mimi nimebeba. Usicheke. Hata si tumebeba.
Makebo, tripod, lens.
There's a time I did grips and I was called for camera. And I know this is not good to say it like this, because you shouldn't be transversing into so many departments. But hiyo time ule msee mwenye alikuwa hapo namjua, na alikuwa msee amefanya, I've seen him during Kenya Film School. Kenya Film, it's called what? There's a lighting company, Kenya Film Studios. Film Studios.
The one hiyo uko kule iko.
Uko nini? Grao.
Uko Grao.
Talanta.
Ngong.
Yes. Na ni jamaa najua from years. Mimi nakumbuka nikitoka kole na shukia hapo ndo my cousin anichukua enda chukue lights. Mse amewaka hapo hiyo time yote. Wewe unadhani ako na experience gani? So the thing is, because they're the biggest guys with a lot of grips and gear. Most big productions around, they will hire them. So they're on set, watching,
often,
learning from all these big directors. Once you have them, they might correct something you picked from an unserious YouTube channel. Na anaweza kuambia, jo, usifanye hivi. Uoni hivi na hivi. And then I'm the kind of person who like learning from illustrations. Put me on a situation, and when either things are going completely wrong or you don't know what to do, and then you're like, at this moment let's try this. So I've learned those two ways. Practice, create an error, look for that solution, and then you'll never face that error again. Or have somebody who knows what they're doing and they'll be like, if you go this way itakuwa hivi, do this way. And then kuna vitu tu pia life imenifundisha.
And it's interesting because when you have somebody, venye unasema ukiwa na mtu ako na experience inaweza kuwa kidogo, but the fact that they know more than you do in a certain department, then it even makes your creativity spark, because there are things you really don't have to think about, and then now you divert it to how do we now make this better. Ukishajua kuna mtu atasort the lighting, then unaweza fikiria how do we make now even the actors probably lively or bring this. But kama bado unawarijia lighting, then we bora lighting iko sawa utasema tuanze kushoot.
Na hizo ni mistakes sasa nilikuwa na realize tuna make tukifanya a lot of music videos, because you just solve one problem and you think you have solved everything, and kumbe kwa kila kitu kuna issue. But ukiona wale wasi already walikuwa wamejipanga before. Because again, this is repetition. And the worst thing about repetition, your brain now is accustomed in thinking in a certain way.
Yes.
So utapata hawa sio wamezoea blanda mob. So kazi yao ni kufunika blanda zote, ku make sure tu hii shoot inatoka from the first scene to the last one cut tumerap tumeishia. Because hakuna kitu poa kama kumaliza call sheet. Na hiyo ni kitu naendanga kwa team zote wanasema man we have done work because we have completed the call sheet, not unless idea make us do 151 scenes. But ukiona msee wenye wanajua kupiga job yao, and hence the reason why they are paid what they are paid. Is because amekuwa kwa situations mob, so amejiprepare in every eventuality.
Troubleshoot a lot of things.
Na huyo ukiona watu kama hao, you learn a lot. Like unaona so you never take for granted vile set ina run smoothly. Jua unajua ingekuwa ni side ingine kungekuwa na handwork 150.
Fix it in post.
In post, you don't even have someone to fix it. You have an editor. Not an... Anyway,
Anyway, now, how do you protect your creative vision when you find yourself in such a situation whereby venye tuseme budget iko chini, so now you have to either reduce your crew or probably this is the vision you had for this project, but client pia tuseme jina ni kubwa kidogo, so ye pia anajaribu kuambia I understand what I want, so nipatie. How do you manage such a situation for you?
That's why sometimes I don't do it personally. I just deal with quotations. And then unaona nikideal na wewe juu ya brand yako, production yangu itaumia. Now this is the business side, right? But naye kuna watu wanakuja na wanatimiza ile kitu umewaitisha kabisa. And then unaanza kufocus sasa na hiyo job. But vile mimi nimekuwa nikijidrive, nimekuwa nikitreat kila project na seriousness yake to some extent. Like, you never know. Later in life, what I came to realize is, every project has their own magic. Regardless ni music video, ni nini, ni msanii. It has its own magic. Na hiyo magic yo happen ukianza kusort details. So detail ya kwanza ni, if it's a film, do you love the script? And love, does it mean, can you see the story? Can you see the story? Can you imagine the story? Once you start imagining the story, already you're in that world, meaning you can create that world. So you already may set aside nasema, juu ama chini, whatever the client can do, expectations, bila expectations, there's a way this picture needs to be seen. So I tend to, basically just to answer that question, I tend to let the job demand its work. That kama ni hiyo music concept yake ina demand nini kutoka kwetu. Because nikideny brand sisi wote, as in the way, if you tend to put down your humanal instincts, should I call them that way? Like ego is a thing, si ndio? So ukiona msee anakuja na kufanya sijui juu ya hii ni nataka mimi unajua job zangu zinakanga hivi na it has nothing to do. It has nothing to do with that, and this I see a lot of that in the music industry. But it has nothing to do with that. Can we tell the story? Haijalishi we ni Davido, haijalishi we ni OG, but tunaweza tell hii story yenye iko hapa sasa. Tuna need nini? Tuna need hizi vitu. Budget yetu inaenda na hizi vitu. Unaona ukifocus na details inakuwa rahisi kutoa ego. Because sawa ni who msee una need location yake ikae like very furnished, very well polished places.
High end.
Very well polished according to your brand. We assume that brand is big, right?
Yes.
Na tuna hiyo budget. Unaona hapa ina brand zetu hazitaingia. As in hatuta work. Wewe unataka mimi ni pull magic kutoka wapi? So kama niko innovate, niko kama ninapenda hii script. I'll come up with ways knowing we don't have a budget for a polished place, but we can still tell the story. Tunaweza isema aje? Tuweke nini, tuweke hivi, itafanya nini, and you present. Inaenda hivyo. But ukipata naye mtu anataka kufanya vitu hivyo, usually start with a disclaimer and what role you're taking. It saves you from a lot of things. Start with a disclaimer. If you want to be a camera operator, be a camera operator. Because by the end of the day, that's all you can do. He's the executive director. Kama yeye ndo anatoa pesa, all you can do is protect yourself with he backlash mingi, because chances are ni wewe na client mtaleteana shida. Sindio? Also, usimwogope. They come to you from a place of they don't, and either they understand, but they can't do it themselves. So there's a solution you're offering.
Or you're the one they see fits what they want.
It's a solution now. Yes, you fit, but there's a solution you will offer them to a problem they have. The problem is having that music video, having that ad, having that picture up, right? So it's a solution you're offering. Look at yourself and promise yourself you can offer this solution at the bare minimum cost. Unaweza, yes, engage. Kama uwezi, achana nayo. Cause hakuna haja msumbuane. Na mahali imefika, sai watu ni wengi, unaweza work na watu wengi. And the client, unajua pia ni art, we can't give out the same output. True. That's why you need to know. Switch anataka kuwork na wewe job 5, achane na ule 5 zake ziliisha, sasa ni 5 zako. Look at it like that. So when we revolve all of us, and that's why I say the cake is so big for us to eat from. So perfect, and always make sure you're ready, because I know a challenge will face you when you're still planning to be ready. So ukipata hapo hivyo, at least you know what to do. Because I've had instances where a camera was brought and I was seeing it for the first time on that set. Wow. Yes.
That you had never operated.
So many times zinakujanga tu, and you get, sasa unaona hapo sasa AC mwenye ameleta camera, you'll have to ask 2 or 3 questions. How do I get to this? How do I get to this? Because a camera, how aperture, how does it open? Do we have any filters? Like squeezy, most cameras ziko hapa tunashoot na frame rate gani, ama ini picture gani, tunashoot 4K, tunashoot 6K, hii ni lenses gani uko nazo. So ukiuliza tu maswali fulani and then akupatie na mwenye amekaa na hiyo camera for a while, you're saved a lot. So you have the confidence of walking in with so many new gadgets, and still you'll be able to do what it's needed. So protecting yourself kwanza, can you do the job? If you can't, make sure the client understands your scope of ability.
Hey. Have you had a project that broke you?
Yes.
Kainua mkono nasema hii tunawacha. Hii tunawacha.
I have had quite a number of unfortunate situations. As I've said, theft, did those things, and then I had a backlog of projects that were shot and need to be shot again. Obviously, we've had situations of, and I think in kwa life ya kila mtu, not every gig you've done you'll be paid for it, even if you deserved to get paid, right? Inafika mahali you chase payment and you're like, you know what, it was maybe my time, right? There were those kind of instances, but this one particular feature film that I did called Nairobi. Yes, Nairobi.
Nairobi,
That one showed me to what limits I could go to shooting a feature film. It was my first feature film. And we were trying to do everything by ourselves, director being Jennifer Gatero, and it tested me so much physically, because we were shooting at night during the COVID period. And we were just filmmakers with a lot of dreams and hopes. It was just too much. It was just too much for hope. And our target was for it to be sold in Netflix. And at that time, it made it to Netflix by after showing a couple of
congratulations.
Agencies. So that was one that almost broke me, but made me again. Like.
What is that? What did that experience change in you?
I think how hard a filmmaker life is, especially if you're doing independent filmmaking, where you create your own stories. You need to look for you.
You're looking for the marketing, the funding, everything.
Leave alone the marketing, the funding to shoot, because I was directly involved in the whole process.
Yeah.
I was so close to Jennifer.
Yeah.
We are still close, but on that project we were very, very close.
Yeah.
Like, and I could see how things are moving.
Yeah.
And how we shot. I think we have YouTube videos online talking about it. The way physically it was hard because we were shooting during the night, so we had to set down, let's say at 6 in the morning.
Okay.
Come back to set because we shot for a week.
Yeah.
Come back to set like at 6 p.m. Shoot throughout the night because the whole 90% of the movie is being done where. So it's a story about students who had stole money from the dean's office, and then they went into hiding,
Yeah.
and then the movie happens when they're into hiding.
So it's taking place in the
So
campus.
it's basically
really?
taking place from not even the campus, in a hideout, in
okay.
an unfinished building. So
Yeah.
we chose one of the unfinished building,
Okay.
and unfinished buildings are very cold. So all the night we were in the cold. And yeah, we were shooting during the COVID period, so it's all silent during the night.
Yeah.
And we were a very lean crew. Most of our crew hadn't even shot a movie before, leave alone a feature film.
So that was the first for so many of them.
Yeah, that was the first for so many of them. The physical challenges, and at one point we shot in on top of it's called what, where the wind energy thing is, there, Ngong Hills, at night, like at 7. It was crazy. And it's
that's freezing.
Yeah.
Ngong Hills
So
is very cold.
it was crazy. Some of us didn't even have the right gear to protect yourself from the cold. Until you go there, that's when you realize, are we shooting in Ngong? Yes, I need to wear. I need to wear. It's also important. I realize it's also important updating guys on your call sheet about the environment, weather, of our location and how it's going to be. If you assume that and you're just walking with your polo shirts there,
terrible.
Yeah, you will. And you're meant to hold the camera. You'll be shaking on all shots.
I had an experience, and I think this was the first time I was being in a film production. So I was invited as a BTS guy, but this film was 90% was shot at night, and we were shooting in where this place, Nderi. I don't know if you know Nderi. And that place is cold.
Nderi actually, it blows. The wind blows.
Man,
it's like you're seated straight on the fan. The depression where the land is very.
Yeah. And these people were shooting for a whole week. So you go on set, you arrive on set at 4 p.m., you're leaving set at 7 a.m., you're freezing.
Yes.
So your experience was just, by the time I was done with that, I was asking the producer, even ndio mnafanyaga films? Because now, this is the first one. So kama ni hivi iko, I don't think I'm really interested in this life. But if let's say somebody who's watching this, somebody has a camera or a phone and they want to start their journey, what would you advise them as the first steps to take, at least in their first year?
If you own a camera, and you know how sound works, enjoy shooting your own things. There's a time where I don't know what successful means, but in your own view,
you will be
maybe at that time you will be doing a lot of documentaries, a lot of other people's things. And then you won't have time for your own thing, and you'll realize, I wish I had shot my own things. That's the best introduction to this thing we call cinematography, or whatever it is, this filmmaking. It's an addition, because I know with music videos you can't really shoot your own music videos if you're not an artist, right? But you can tell your own stories. And that's something that has really been on my mind when I saw people I used to know becoming writers, writing their own film, getting funding. And right now they're in the process of production.
Yeah.
Like it's a thing. And it's something we just started like, hi, it would be cool if we saw this and that. And this guy comes and does this.
Yeah.
Meaning it's just not in your head. Also, a million other people out here will really like what your way of thinking.
Yes.
And the way we keep on saying, we need to see different type of movies. Kenyan movies are always,
Like
you release your own.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how it look like. There's no one way of telling a story. Just tell it your own way. That would be the best gift ever. And you will find a system will be formed around your creativity to see how to put money into your pocket.
Yeah.
In one way or another. But now you need to just
doing
think and that would be the greatest thing. Looking at it from now where I'm at, because at that time we used to complain, I don't have my own camera, I have to hire. ISG did it. Now you have everything, but you can't do you can't. You're so corrupted because of what is in right now. What are the trends? What are these? What will my grandmother say if I do this kind of script? What will? But if you're young, I can tell you guys, if you're young and you have a camera, the best thing that you can't steal from yourself is people see how you think. Yeah.
Amazing. What does not interest you about the African film? What do you dislike about the African film?
It's not the film itself.
Yeah.
I think it's the new culture of we are losing on ways we should be telling our stories.
Okay.
This is funny. How do we know how? Have you ever met an FBI agent before?
Not really.
If you met one right now, you will know how. You'll have an idea how they need to look, right?
Yeah.
Or how did you know that?
By interacting with them.
You have interacted with an FBI agent before. This is a very personal thing, by the way, because I only see our police, our traffic police and everything.
Yes.
So basically where I'm going with this is the only way we have seen an FBI agent is through movies.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
So we have been sold a culture of how America looks like.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So how do we sell ourselves?
I get you.
Apart from, yes, the traditional wear and everything, we still live a very normal life to us, like this is us.
Yes.
Do you feel South Africa has done that in a way?
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Even Nigeria.
It might not be the language, but in a way,
yeah.
you will feel the South African.
Yes.
There's something. It might just not only be the accent, but there's the way they do things.
Like witchcraft in Nigeria.
I mean, even the modern ones,
yeah,
still hugely believe in those kind of things, right?
Yeah.
So it's a culture, and there's just a way they do their things.
Yeah.
Like if it's a Niger movie, it's always a Niger movie.
Very true.
Right?
Yeah.
If it's a movie from SA, if it's a series from SA, if it's a comedy, if it's a skit from SA, there's always that way. In my worry about the Africa film at large is there's so much corruption in terms of who is the real identity. I know that doesn't sell when you go to the marketing board and sit down and be like, hey, now we want to sell this and that and that. Yeah. I know in the larger picture it doesn't amount to anything, but
the global, yeah.
But appeal to the global, but that's how we are. That's who we are. That's who we are.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like Nimba, the phrase Nimba is more famous than anything.
True, because it resonates with us.
You get?
Yes, yes.
But if you say how many Kenyan cultured film do we have out there who are cultured to a place where you feel this is us.
Yeah, this is us.
I would do this, right? So
the identity.
Yeah, my biggest worry is the more we encourage I don't know if it's how the story needs to be told and what we need to put here for it to become like this and that. It really deludes our who we are, identity. It's not even the traditions, because we can read history, but who are we? There's a way. Until the other day, I saw people talking about we have an accent. Kenyans have an accent. Because we already know how Nigerians need to sound and South Africans need to sound. Yes, Kenyans have an accent, but is it out there? Do people know we have an accent? Why do all major films, when they're doing an African accent, they will go for South African or Nigerian? So I feel like we're losing our own identity. And that's why I asked you, how do you know how an FBI looks? It's through the movies. You will sleep and see 3 white-looking white men in suits in Nairobi walking with, and be like, hey, kwani is there something happening here? Ama is there, already your brain will take you there. It's the consistent branding that has happened in their films. Every now you see this kind of car, it's a cop car. Right?
It's
true, right?
Yes. True.
And even in the Pidgin language, whenever you hear them talking in a certain way, you're like, Ghana, Niger. Cameroonians almost talk the same way. Right? So I feel that is the biggest fear for me in terms of African content. We need to show more of us. And the reason why we don't have the ability to show more of us is because when you're doing a script for funding, usually they're very restrictive on what platforms, how you should. This is meant to.
The messaging.
Yes, and when it starts from that, for you to hopes to get money to finance your movie, you see already you're aligning to somebody's vision. I'm sorry to say, I shouldn't have said all this, right?
No, it's actually what we need to hear, because how do I kickstart my filmmaking journey if I'm not getting assistance in terms of funding? But I also need to understand, if I'm getting assistance from somebody, then there are things I will have to forego as a creative to accommodate the one who's giving me that funding. You know?
And we find ourselves in those kind of cases before. So most chances, just do you, and then the ones who want you to, you're not going to do you every time. But when you get a chance to do yourself, do you properly. And most of the times, doing you makes you stand out in a very weird way. It might not be that instant moment, but gradually somebody will see and they will catch on. I've seen with so many close people who have produced their own them. And miraculously, it got them to even larger heights than they expected. They went ahead and sold their products, went ahead and got awards. From a place of, I see this thing daily happening to us. We can tell long time stories, but this is what's happening to us. If you've been living in Kenya for the past 40 years, maybe your life started at, when? 2026. So you're born 84.
84.
Right?
Yes.
84.
Yes.
So from 84 to today, whatever happened in 1978, that's none of your business. Whatever is happening in those 40 years,
that is
what you've seen, and that is Nairobi in the past 40 years.
For
you can tell that story within that period, and still you'll find fans. So that is one thing, just to answer your question as a whole. That's one thing
you fear about the industry.
Because everything else will always be there. Like, this has happened. I think it's not even our industry problem, it's just the global. Where you find, production pay, this, that. So I guess those are just things, systematic things that can be corrected. But losing our own identity. I feel like most of our productions are so international. Quality-wise, I'm telling you, we have really outdone ourselves.
Yeah, yeah.
But now, who are we?
We are lost.
Yeah, who are we when you
As
stand somewhere?
storytellers, yeah,
Can you be
yeah.
called a Kenyan? And as the same way when we look at a Nigerian, be like, oh, are you an Oga?
Yeah.
Exactly. So I guess from a standpoint of our identity is what we're really missing. Because I had this conversation with someone the other day.
Interesting. Mm-hmm.
And I asked him, when was the last time you saw a thug with a gun?
A thug with a gun.
Yeah, like, Mwizi. And then there were thugs with guns. When was the last time you saw a gun? Literally, when was the last time you saw a gun? Live gun. Not on FBI movies.
That have come into counter with, yeah?
With a gun. When was the last time you saw a gun?
Kitambo.
Be honest.
Kitambo. Besides seeing the police holding it.
Yeah, even police, meaning the last time you saw a gun was with the police.
Yes. Because that's
you see
the
how
closest.
hard it is to see a gun in Kenya.
Yeah.
Not removing the small minority in this population where they interact with those guns, maybe the thieves themselves.
Yes, yes.
So sisi, ni ngumu sana tu when a gun is being flashed around.
True.
You see now why maybe I will be like, we have overdone with thuggish concepts. So, because
it is not that common. Yes, wako, but
yeah, when life chooses you, you will see a gun. When your day comes, a gun will be shown at you.
Until your siku,
you will never see that gun before. That's why tuko na toy guns, tunachezea na toy guns, because it's very rare. But it's normal to see a thief being burnt because of a phone.
Yeah.
It's very normal mtu amechoma kwa barabara. Yeah, you see where stories like that will really be.
Yeah. We'd really identify with such.
Exactly.
Very true. My guy, we have had a very lengthy conversation. I would like to summarize it.
No problem.
With one final question.
Yes.
I really love your energy. Would I say your vision? Like the ideas you have, not just for the industry, not just film, not just music, but how you think about even the whole system in itself, right? And now my thinking is 20 years from now, when me and my guys, or whoever is watching this is sitting down and reminiscing on this conversation, what would you want them to say, Moses Osidiana changed?
Wow.
Like bila hii Kasimo said this wouldn't have come to be.
Wow.
Yeah.
I should have put a thought to that, huh? But with us being filmmakers, first of all, I think I would want them to watch my work and resonate to the life they're living at that time, maybe with slight changes, or remind them of something they're used to right now that never seemed to be a thing back then, right? Yeah, because we never realize how nostalgic things get. Like the songs that we used to listen when our fathers were listening to the radios. At that time, they were just by default. But right now, you'll be like, okay.
They hit differently.
Yeah, they come with memories and everything. So I would want to create something, or rather we have done it in the past through music videos. Because I get a lot of, oh my God, I was listening to this song when I was in Form 2, and now this is a whole blown out lawyer somewhere. And I was in class 7, I was in class 6. Those kind of comments really hit me differently. So I would like to produce pieces or piece that actually impact you emotionally. Like they relate to where you are at in life or anything. This is in 20 years. You watch something and still makes sense in terms of what's happening in your life.
Yeah.
And also be an example of the industry is not where it needs to be, but it's working. Yeah, be that spark of inspiration. If somebody sees what we have done in the next 20 years, be like, you know what, this is something I'd want to do and do it for a living. Yeah.
Nice.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
No problem, G.
Guys, we come to the end of the conversation, and as I said before, these are the OGs. Hawa ndio watu wametuinspire sana in this industry, and just having a conversation with him, as you will see, or as you can see, is just a pleasure. So make sure to check out his works. We'll put the social media links, but also go check his website.
www.brainworksfilms.com.
www.brainworksfilms.com. Check out his work, get to relate with him, relate with his perspective, na pia mumuitie kazi.
Yes.
Other than that, thank you so much for your time. Until the next one, kwaheri.
You deserve a love that doesn't rush you, that waits for the right focus before pressing record. You deserve a love that chases every moment, adjusts the ISO in the dark, and still captures magic. A love that plays with light, breaks rules, and plays with angles until every shot feels like true. A love that understands motion, because some stories can't stand still. They must move, breathe, dance. A love that knows when to widen the aperture to let more of you in, your fears, your dreams, your unfinished ideas. A love that turns sound into emotion through microphones that don't just hear, but feel. This studio is for the brave, the storytellers, the ones in love with creating. Bring your vision, and we'll meet it with passion.